6 left and 4 right, like 4 left plus, right over 60, early short 4 left, 80, short over 50 plus, 4 right open 6, 80, short 4 left plus, 4
Max, my timing says plus 0.00.
It's back to Two Wheels we go as we talk all things the fast lane. John Williams is here and special guest Max Smart, who joins us this morning as well. Morning, gents.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Morning. Max, how's this year been for you so far?
It's honestly been solid, hey? We've just got back from Rally Portugal about a week ago.
Yeah.
We were back on gravel and on the most incredible stages in the world, lined with crazy fans.
Yeah.
We came 5th in the Junior World Championship there and 3rd in WRC 3, so it was amazing to be back on the podium.
Back on the podium.
Yes. Champagne burning your eyes, you know, it's really, really nice. And we got our first stage win in Sweden this year, at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've had some positives, man. Yes. We're back. Yes. So from where we left off last year, after finishing our first round in the Junior World Championship and getting a seat in the 2025 Junior Worlds, we have moved up from being a 4-driver team in Rally Star in the juniors to just me and my Australian teammate Taylor Gill. Our other teammate Romet Jorgensen won the Junior World Championship last year and he went into WRC 2. And Abito Caparo, my Peruvian teammate, unfortunately didn't make the cut to get into this year's Junior World Championship as it was an elimination program. As soon as it got to Jan, headed over to Europe to start training on ice again. Straight into winter, went to Norway first, just like last year, and got to grips with the ice again at John Hogland's ice training school. So we spent 2 days at John Hogland School, one on a frozen lake and one in the frozen forests. It was really, really cool. I set the record lap time in the Ford Fiesta Rally 3 on the frozen lake after a big bunch of guys driving in the Rally 3. It was good to be back with Cameron Fair. This was actually, we knew this was going to be our last rally together because we were going to be separating after this event. We then headed over to Sweden, where we were getting ready for Rally Sweden. Back with the full team, which is always awesome. Our team's like a family at Rally Star. This was actually the first time that I've done a rally twice. And I was really happy with my pace notes last year, so I used the same notes on recce for this year and just made the minor adjustments where I needed to.
How's the recce going so far?
Actually really good. So nice having notes from last year. First time me doing this, so honestly makes for a completely different experience.
Are you getting comfortable in the snow?
Yeah, it was one of my favorites last year, and I'm actually really comfortable and keen, feeling good, so yeah, it's positive, bro. The rally all kicked off, starting with the famous Umea sprint stage that night. And it was quite unique compared to last year. There was a lot of loose snow and the grip levels were quite low. So I went into the first stage and I was actually just pushing a little bit too hard and I wasn't too clean by just, locking the brakes a few times, running a little bit wide on an exit or so, just losing that finesse. I was 8th fastest to the stage, lost 5 seconds to the leader, but it was an okay start to the rally.
Max, back for more fun in the junior category. What was it like in there?
Yeah, it was pretty slippery. I wasn't so tidy, but really great to start the rally and get the first stage underway. Keen for tomorrow. Let's get into this.
But we knew what we could do better, and we implemented those changes the following morning. Waking up and going into a super fast stage to welcome you to the forests. Sweden is always such a unique event because it's white out everywhere. You're driving in just one clean line on the ice. It's probably even more important than gravel to be on the clean line. You've got that and that on either side of the road, and that's where you have to keep your tires to have grip. and you fly at like 174 k's an hour over jumps, crests. There's these massive snowbanks on the side of the road that can either help you or suck you in if you touch them. So it's a really unique surface. We had a good Friday, but going into Friday evening, we had an overshoot on this one corner where I was trying to slow in 50 meters from top gear, top speed, to a square left, and I just overshot the junction, went back. I think I lost 14 seconds or so. And then that put us in 9th at the end of Friday. We pushed through the rest of the stage of the day, getting better and better, and got to the final stage of the day, which was the Umea sprint stage again. And this is a stage that, for some reason, I really enjoy. And I was struggling a bit on the Friday night in the stage before because there was lots of heavy snowfall during the night, and we're rallying with spotlights on the car. And the visibility can be really low because all the snow is reflecting off your lights, and the pace notes become crucial. And if you second guess your notes, then you're lifting and you're braking in the wrong places, and you lose so much time, and you also get like a little bit out of the feel and the flow. And this stage I was like, you know what? Like, I don't need lights. I'm just gonna turn off the main spots, keep the brights of the car on, and I'm just gonna listen to the notes because I know the notes are good.
Junction, bus stop 90, turn square right to arrows, early 5 left hug, stop left over 90, turn square right, 6 left bus stop, right to Sugar Crest, only 50, turn hairpin left, mid over big jump, into 6 left and jump, 40.
And we actually got our first stage win, which was a really, really cool moment. Got flooded with messages from people in the team in the championship from South Africa. When you can get a stage win in the Junior World Championship on ice as a South African, when you're going in and this is your 10th rally and everyone else has done 50, 60 rallies, it's a special moment, bro. Went into Saturday morning where we had a clean first stage of the day. Then in the following stage, we had decided that we wanted to make a setup change to make the car a little bit more oversteery at the rear, so the car would be easier to drift. Without me knowing, this caused a little bit of a perfect storm where I went through the stage, I was pushing, and I came to this one note that was a short 4 left plus. And for me, that short corner you can take faster than a normal corner. A 4 left is a pretty decently fast corner, and a 4 left plus I can pretty much take in 5th gear. So I came into this corner flat actually, and it was just too fast. I had made a mistake with my pace note there. I should have toned it down a bit. But you know, whatever the co-driver says, you commit. If it's a fast note, you take it fast. And I ran a bit wide and I hit the snowbank with the rear.
4 left. Clutch in. Wipers on, wipers on.
Caused me to spin the car and ended up in the snowbank on the other side of the road, where we lost 2 minutes and the fans had to push us out back onto the road.
Shit, sorry Cam.
We got going again, but with no power steering. And we finished the stage like this, lost a lot of time, started the next stage with no power steering, finished that as well, but then on the road section back to service, 5 Ks before service, our alternator belt snapped. And we had a spare alternator belt, but the power steering pump had actually seized. And we fitted the new belt, but the engine would not turn over. And we were advised by the engineers that was us, you know, we couldn't get back to service. And that was the end of our rally in Sweden. So we got recovered there, car was taken back to service, and we did something called a super rally, which is when you take a really large time penalty for all the stages you miss and you restart the next day. It's mainly to actually get experience. The first stage on Saturday was quite tricky, getting back in the car after making a mistake. Second stage I was better on that day, but then the final stage I actually got on the power stage. I was very close to another stage win. I came second in the stage by 0.006 of a second, so it was bloody close, closer than you could blink. So it was a really good note to finish the rally on, showing strong pace once again.
Max, my timing says plus 0.00. in there.
So it's looking dead even at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking. Yeah, but it does actually say 5:28.1 on Ali and 5:28.2 on you. So maybe you're just a couple of hundreds behind or something.
All in all, Sweden wasn't an ideal rally. I wasn't happy coming out of the event having crashed out. It's never a good feeling. You get to the end and that's sport, eh? Sport is such an emotional thing. You know, there's ups and downs, and this was a down. So I just knew that I had to work hard to make sure that Portugal was a success.
You know, we don't realize that when you're in Europe, the support there is massive, right?
Yeah.
The rally community is huge. However, we find that South Africa, you know, we kind of go, okay, we've got somebody competing there. We're not too sure. We don't know how to support them. And what's the kind of setup here in Cape Town?
So at the moment, I actually am looking for sponsors to be able to do this type of thing.
Got you.
Because it takes funding to get in a rally car.
Absolutely.
So I've been doing everything that I can do,
Sure.
which is fitness, you know, studying these events, doing practice recceing, you know, making pace notes on just public roads to like practice the craft of that language that we use in the car.
Yeah.
And yeah, like just touching base with the team and getting ready for an event is all I can do at the moment.
Sure.
There's thousands of millions of kids trying to get to this level, and Max is there as a South African, flying the flag on his car, doing really well. I mean, they're all national champions that he's competing against.
Sure.
I mean, you got guys that's all they do is focus on being the best.
It's time to get back on gravel. It is the surface that I love the most. I feel like I'm coming home when I come to gravel, and it just reminds me of my motocross background and the stones underneath the mud gods of the car, and just, it's such a fun surface to drive on. This rally was special in a way because it was my first rally with Malcolm Reed as a new co-driver. So your co-driver-driver relationship is probably the most important thing in rally. You guys trust each other like brothers. He trusts you as much as you trust him. And our partnership went off to like a really, really solid start in Portugal. We clicked from word go. We did get to do a practice recce together in Scotland a month before the event, which was really, really handy. Then by the time we got into a rally car together in the pre-event test, we had such good vibes. We were both really, really keen, motivated. It's also Malcolm's dream to be in the WRC, and this was his, first time doing a European WRC event. So then we went into recce for Portugal. After doing tons of studying, it's like you're finally arriving at these stages for the first time in person and actually doing recce with the Group A guys. So you're driving these roads alongside Sebastian Ogier, Oyt Tanak, Caleb Van Pera, and you passing these guys in the road sections, they're passing you. It's really cool. So stage one was actually a city stage that started at 11:30 at night for us, which was pretty unique. Just due to us being car 95, that was a packed rally. And that was just setting us up for more long days ahead in this event. We had a decent time through stage one. I think we were 3 seconds off fastest, and then got some sleep and getting ready for Friday, which was a massive day in the rally car. It was an 18-hour day in the car. And we had 10 stages to do. It was a solid day. We worked our way up to 6th place by the end of the day. The Friday stages were incredible. There was a real mix of everything. The first stage was like fast but narrow stage. Then we moved into another one that was really rough and rocky with hairpins at the end. And then we went onto these two like typical Portuguese stages where you're in the hillsides and it's just so fast over these crests, and you know, there's cliffs on either side of the road. And yeah, we had a strong day in the car. By the end of the day, we were pretty shattered, and the last two stages were at night in the dust, which was pretty technical. The very last stage of the day was super demanding. We once again started the stage at 11 at night after rallying all day. You know, we had to be so on it with nutrition and hydration, because when you spend this long in the rally car, it can play a toll on you. But the vibes were high in the car. We had good music going on all the road sections, and we finished the day in 6th. Then got ready for Saturday, which was a big day, but not as big as Friday. On some of the most beautiful stages, more sandy base. So there were lots of ruts and it had like a different flow to it. There were some sections that were super narrow, and I actually set a third fastest stage time in this one stage that was probably one of the most like challenging stages of the rally, where you start on like a wide and open, beautiful stage, and then you come into like a little tarmac section, really dirty, eventually into something that is so narrow that it just fits your car through, and then you end up in this forest where the ruts are so deep that you're scraping the belly of the car, and you just want to keep your momentum and stick in these ruts like train tracks. And yeah, we set a really fast time there, which was an awesome beating. Moving on to the end of Saturday, we finished the day in 4th overall, which was solid. We were fighting our way up through the ranks, and starting Sunday with a 20-second lead to 5th, and we had a solid day of fighting with the guy in 5th. Me and him were trading stage times, you know. Even on Saturday, we were equaling stage times and fighting for a second here, 2 seconds there, half a second there. It was awesome, and I love having battles in rally. There's nothing like it. But unfortunately, on the second last stage of the day, we came around a hairpin right, and there was this massive rock in the line that we couldn't avoid. There was a ditch on the outside that if we went, we could potentially go off the road. And my only choice in that moment was the split-second decision was just to hit the rock, and it bent my right steering arm out at quite an angle, so the wheel was like this. We only lost 3 seconds because it was quite near the end of the stage. Thankfully, Malcolm, being a really insane mechanic, we fixed it on the road section. Malcolm adjusted the steering arm and we got it pretty straight for the power stage, but the engineers and the team recommended that we didn't fully push on the power stage just in case it snapped, because it was bent at quite an angle. We couldn't push as hard as we could, so we made sure that we noted all the bumps from the first pass on the inside of the corners, took it a little bit easier over the jumps, and unfortunately got to the end of the stage missing out on 4th by 4 seconds. So we lost the position on the last stage, which is never ideal, but still to come 5th in the junior WRC and 3rd in the WRC3 category. Spraying champagne, eyes burning like crazy. It's always an amazing feeling and a great atmosphere. It was a really strong performance all weekend, and amazing start to the partnership with Malcolm Reed. We both loved working together. We are a strong team. He is an absolute machine, you know. He's so good on the pace notes, so clear, and we were just on the same page through the whole event. And I'm seriously looking forward to the rest of the season sitting beside him.
Finish 120. Yes, brother. Well done, my boy. That was good, bro. Take it easy on the jump. She was good, bro. She was
But
good.
Max, I mean, what are you doing in terms of trying to get exposure for yourself locally now?
So actually one of the most exciting things that we've done is at the start of this year we released a documentary called Wildcard.
Nice.
And that showcases my whole journey of how I actually got into rally, from growing up on motocross bikes to now in the Junior World Championship. And it's a beautiful story. It's got ups and downs, everything. It's really exciting for the viewer. So
where can they see that? Is it on your
yeah, it's
online?
free to watch on YouTube.
Free to watch on YouTube.
Max Smart Wildcard.
I love that. Max, listen, we're following your journey. You're always welcome in here. Flying that flag high for South African rallying. Also, we'll have him back in studio with us soon.
This rally is probably the toughest one we're going to face this year in the juniors. It's getting hot and hard. You need to work hard to keep the concentration now.
And caution, 2 left over bump.
And I honestly was gutted because this was a great opportunity for us.